Ladies and gentlemen, the Hispanic birth rate is dropping. And this actually has been going on for several years. It was even going on when Joe Biden told remember he was on that Zoom call and he told those black, what they call black leaders, none of them people were my leaders, said you would have to go to the Hispanic community. We don't go to them now. Give me a break. Boy, y'all really know how to fantasize a bunch of crap. So, anyway, over the last several years, the Hispanic population has experienced a drop in fertility rates, a high number of deaths, and less migration into the US. And that's true. There are less immigrants coming. That's why you're starting to see the story. Well, they were hoping the immigrants would pick up the slack. Well, they're not, and they're not going to. A number of people added to the US population grew by less than 1% in 2021 compared to last year, and a closer look at census data reveal that Hispanic women have been hit the hardest when it comes to helping grow the US population. On Tuesday, the US Census Bureau announced that in 2021, the population grew by 0.1%. That's very small, becoming the lowest rate of growth since the founding of the nation. The Census Bureau cited the pandemic as having exacerbated the slow growth in the US it has been experiencing in recent years. Taking a closer look at the demographics of the country, the Pew Research Center found that in 2020, the Hispanic population reached 62.1 million, a 23% faster growth rate than the country overall between 2020 and 2010. Hispanics also accounted for 51% of the total US population growth from 2010 to 2020, the greatest share any other racial or ethnic group. Pew Research noted that from 2010 to 2019, 9.3 million Hispanic babies were born in the US, but only 3.5 million Hispanic immigrants came to the US between the same time period. However, just as much Hispanics have contributed to the US population growth, they are also being hit hard with fertility declines. The Institute for the Family Studies found that in 2008, Hispanic moms could expect to have 2.8 kids on average. But in 2021, that dropped to an average of two. IFS calculates that the drop to the loss is 2.7 million Hispanic babies that could have otherwise been born. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention have also seen a general fertility rate decline in the US, with a 4% decline in general fertility recorded from 2019 to 2020 across women of all age groups. For Hispanic women, the problem is more acute, with the National Research Center on Hispanic Children and Family Research finding that in 2019, fertility rates fell by 31% from 2006 to 2017, compared with a 5% decrease for white women and 11% for Black women. The decrease in fertility rates, coupled with a slowdown of migration from Mexico, can also be attributed to the 2021's underwhelming population growth. You want to add something in here, Loretta? Girl, get out of my video. Okay. So The University of Texas in San Antonio told NBC News that a slowdown in migration, along with higher education levels, postponing marriage, and now the pandemic are all contributing factors. The pandemic's effect on the Hispanic population is significant, with data from the CDC indicating that every age bracket, Hispanics have recorded more deaths than their share of US population within that corresponding age group. As for migration, the Census Bureau that net out migration from Puerto Rico also declined during the pandemic, which is the number of people who have moved away from Puerto Rico minus the number who move to its islands. Slow population growth can be bad news for the future of the US economy growth. Yeah, it is. You're going to have less people circulating money. You got that now with all the people leaving their jobs. You already got that. The consequences of low fertility today will echo through Americans increasingly empty homes for decades to come, leaving millions more people isolated and adrift from wider society as they age. So these women are not having the babies that they used to have, ladies and gentlemen. And many of them, especially when you meet the younger generation, they ain't into the prospects of getting married and having a bunch of kids like their parents. A lot of them are looking forward to getting educations and a career. They're not down with that getting married and dropping all these babies all over the place. You'd be shocked. The younger generation, they got a whole different mindset. But y'all, please tell me what you think. I guess Joe Biden, your plans of us going to the Latinos has look like that kind of fell through. You might want to come up with something else silly to say to us. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.